Same face.
So is this the place to go to find that sort of information?
Go through security and go right, take elevator to the third floor, see the county clerk.
I think we need records division. I'm trying to find some records. My grandfather was killed in Vegas by the police about like 10 years ago, and I'm trying to find some records of it of some kind.
Do you have like a probate file set up, or
I have
you know?
no idea.
You could check over here at records, and they can look up the information for you by the name.
Okay, go ahead and write down the name.
Do you have a... So, we're checking it out. I'm gonna try and get like maybe a death certificate or something like that. I don't know, something with a date on it.
I want you to learn who this guy is. You're made of his DNA. You have to understand that some of these things are innate to our family. They are in our genes. He was a hopeless gambler, a hopeless alcoholic. He was hopelessly in love with life and beautiful things, and was hopelessly destined to fail for some reason. Whatever he tried to do failed. I have the pocket knife which I carried for a long time, and I would rub it. And for a long time it got me through when I had something that was like impossible, just impossible to do. There's no way I can make this deal, or I can get this money by that date, or whatever the important thing was. I could just rub that thing and say, oh, I got to do better than that. And I vowed one day over that fucking thing that mindset, that larcenous gene, that failure syndrome that lives in the Grigger family would end with me. That it would not affect my children. That if there was a way that we could mark this day, it's from this day that my family becomes successful, because we couldn't fail any more than he had failed. He had ultimately failed. He had failed not just once, but over and over and over again, repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again, just like most of my ancestors. Everybody is made up of these parts of each other, and you're very much all a very big part of him. I can see him in all of you. You all look like him. You all think like him. You all laugh in many ways like him, and you can all flip me a look that is just like a look he would throw me.
I don't see anything under this thing. You could try maybe justice court on the second floor. If it didn't go that far.
I couldn't get any information from the police department because it involves a homicide. And they didn't have anything at the courthouse because he never went to trial. I just don't have enough information. It's like I failed. And I have no idea who he was and what he was makes me. And I don't have any information of how to get that. I'm trying to get the information, and there's nothing there.
What was your first impression of Grandpa Bill?
First impression when I heard of him, or
upon seeing him?
I was very nervous. I could see the resemblance. I knew that he was your dad's father. But my first impression was he was a very handsome man, and he was well-groomed, very stylish, and he was a bit crazy. I remember the ride in the Cadillac from way home from the airport. He drove like a maniac. Gavin, how dare you? How dare you pass this on to people that I love? How dare you make me worry about people that I love turning out like you?
Okay, I'm Grampy. This is the front window. I'm Grampy. Cops in front, cops in back. Come out with your hands up. This is the window right here. This is the front window. Screams, nobody hates Grampy alive. Kicks out the front window. Pulls his gun and murderous scowl. And 5 shots. 5 shots. 1, 2, 3.
This?
Yeah, see? Okay.
My grandfather was killed by the police department about 10, 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm trying to find out any information I can, a police report or like a death certificate, anything like that.
No, death certificates are going to have to come from the coroner's office or the health department. We don't have death certificates. How was he killed?
He robbed a bank and then went back to his house and they told him come out with your hands up and he came out with a gun instead and they shot him.
What year was that conviction?
Okay.
Do you remember?